Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this League of Legends LPL and LCK 4-game slate on Sunday, June 28th. We got ourselves a 4-game slate. Um, like we have the last couple days. The next 2 days will just be the LPL. It'll just be 2-game slates. The two for Mondays and Tuesdays, it'll just be 2 LPL games on each one, and then Wednesday we'll be right back at it. If you clicked on the video earlier, I ended up recording the video and I didn't even turn my screen recording mic on. So I ended up recording a 10-minute video and I have to re-record it. So thank you guys for being patient with me. I know some of you guys clicked on the link and it freaking wasn't working, so the audio was gone. Sorry about that. But yeah, here I am again. I went 3-1 with my picks yesterday. E-Star kind of let me down. I usually like to try to pick an underdog every slate, just because there seems to be an underdog winning every slate. Yesterday, I mean, the 4 favorites won. Happens. Today I see a lot of the same thing. Yesterday's scores were really high scoring because it was a lot of 2-0s, which I expect a lot from today. And I see a lot of lineups where I don't think you'll be able to pair, where you'll be able to put in like a AD carry or mid laner in the captain spot, just because unless you go really deep and go into a 4-2-1 or a 3-3-1 and end up playing a team on a player on a really bad team, then I don't think these games will be close. But if you benefit, and I mean these games, any of these games go 2-1 and you take that chance, you should be really far ahead. But for the season, I am 41-17 on my picks, so not too bad. Feeling pretty confident with my picks daily. Just eventually we'll get that big one. But yeah, all right, we got LPL. We got LNG Sports versus Vici Gaming. LNG Sports, slight underdogs. I do like them in this matchup. This is the only game where I think it could go 2-1. All the other matches I think will be 2-0s. But if they go 2-1 and you have one of the other teams that's in the 2-0 victories, you're going to be really far ahead. JD Gaming, I expect him to destroy Rogue Warriors. Rogue Warriors is averaging 20 deaths per game, which is the highest in the league. They're like dead last at every category. Dragon control, ward control, any objective control, they're like dead last at all of them. They die the most. JD Gaming is one of the best teams in the LPL, so I expect them to punish them. And the places where they're the weakest is the jungle, and that's where Kanavi, one of the best players in the world, plays. And I think he's going to just expose his team and take huge advantage of it. He should, at least. Then we got Dragon X versus a Freak of Freaks. It's not a close matchup. A Freak of Freaks, if they can pull... This is a game where it is... I think it will go 2-0, but if a Freak of Freaks pulls off a 2-1, it's going to... Or loses... If they can pull off one game, it's going to mess up a lot of people's lineups. So this is a game where I think you'll be taking a chance, but they do have the best value as far as favorites. They're the cheapest favorites, and they have huge upside, just like JD Gaming and T1, which are the other big favorites. I am picking Dragon X to win 2-0, and I'm picking T1 to win 2-0 as well. T1 is playing the worst team in the league practically. Sandbox ranks dead last in the LCK as far as categories just across the board. They're just not that good at all. So I see T1 being the most expensive team. They are the third highest in team stacks ownership, stack ownerships. They're just because they're the most expensive. So I think you can have a little bit of leverage there because I think they do have the same upside as Dragon X and the same upside as JD Gaming. If JD Gaming slacks a little bit, you can have that advantage, and T1 will boost you ahead because a lot of the ownership will be going to JD Gaming, which I don't mind. I mean, I'm going to be playing JD Gaming as well. I'm not saying don't play JD Gaming, but I do like them as well. There's a benefit to playing T1 for sure. And then we got LNG, the starting lineups for both of these games. The only change is the mid laner for Vici Gaming, Sika starting over Forge. Everything else is the same. Everything is the same on these teams. Yeah. But before I jump into the game-by-game breakdown, I do want to mention, I was going to start like a Patreon. It's going to be like I'm going to try doing a write-up every single day for you guys, just going into details, breakdowns, game-by-game breakdowns, just more detail than I do on these videos. And then just letting you know what I'm thinking, my mindset. And then the best part about it, I think, will be the Discord chat where we'll be able to just chat all day practically till lock or till I go to sleep usually, because I usually fall asleep confident in my lineups or on the starters at least. But we'll get to that. Hopefully next week. I'm going to try to get to that next week, and hopefully I can get some people signed up and we can get a nice little group of winnings going. And I did mention in the Patreon that I do just want to start I only play like the major sport. I play all the little sports, but I don't know a lot about like NASCAR or MMA, so I'm not going to bullshit and just give you guys picks and stuff when I don't feel comfortable giving you guys picks. So I do know a lot about League of Legends. I do know a lot about baseball, football, and basketball. So when those sports start coming back, I will be giving content. I will be starting with just $5 for all month, and I'll just supply just content for each sport. I'm not like tech savvy with like spreadsheets, but I will be able to like provide ownership, provide just good inside game by game breakdowns or just my favorite picks, and just kind of lead you in the direction without having to do a lot of extra work. And then with the Discord, I mean, we'll be able to chat all day, so throw ideas left and right, you know? But yeah, so we got DRX versus a Freak of Freaks. Now that I'm done blabbering, this is my favorite team on the slate because I do think they are really underpriced compared to all the other favorites, and I do think they have the same upside to pull off a 2-0. They were the best team last split as far as kills per game in the LCK, early dragon control, ward control, jungle control, gold difference at 15 minutes. They were the best team in the LCK last split, and they're doing it again this split, and that's where a Freak of Freaks slacks. Like, if you went back and looked at the match for a Freak of Freaks in T1, T1 lost game 1, but game 2 and 3, they came out really aggressive early on, and a Freak of Freaks did not know how to react to that because they are a late game team. They play around their AD carry Mystic all game, try to get the game really late and get ahead. Just keep it even all game, and then Mystic kind of just takes off in the end game, and which is their play style. But if you can punish them really early on, you should be able to get ahead. Just snowball practically at that point, which I think DRX is going to look to do. I went back and looked through the 2 matches last split, and they did that exact same thing. They just same lineups practically. They came in strong or aggressive, and then just put them in an uncomfortable position. And once the Freak of Freaks gets down, they're not really a good team to come back with. The next game, we got LNG and Vici Gaming. I'm not gonna say I'm avoid this game because I do think it could go 2-0 either way. But I think this is a matchup where it will go 2-1, and it will affect your lineups a lot if you try to play them. I know they're cheap, but it just the guys that I only see with upside are Light and Maple, because I do think LNG will win 2-1 or even 2-0. If they win 2-0, you'll be in a great spot pairing them up with any of the favorites. But I think everyone's going to be on that. So you can have the upside if they go 2-1, and even if you stack like a DRX or a T1 and a T1 and have like a jungler in the captain spot, you'll be far ahead of these guys that are playing this 2-1. They might have like an AD carry in both spots, but this game could easily be really low scoring, and that's kind of the mindset I'm going into it with it. I think it goes 2-1, so I'm going to have a lot of junglers and top laners in my captain spot just because it's going to be really hard to put AD carry or mid, or unless you pay down for a really bad support or a really bad anything from the losing teams, and I'm not going to go that direction. Could work out, though. But if I do play anyone in this game, it'll just be Maple and Light. They kind of balance. They're even teams across the board. LNG just has better victories this split, so I kind of like them a little better. They've shown better upside as well. JD Gaming, Rogue Warriors. Can't go wrong with... I mentioned this like when I was looking at the Vegas odds. They're just a way better team across the board. If you're going to be building around anybody, I would really focus around Kanavi on this team. Obviously, you're going to want to mix in the AD carry Yagao, the mid laner Yagao and the AD carry Loken, which have been playing really good this split. Not as good as last split, the way they finished last split, but this is a game where they can just... You can play Zoom, Kanavi, Yagao, and Loken and have a really, really good lineup. You're just going to have to play a jungler or a top laner in the captain spot, which is fine. You can have huge upside. I can see junglers going for 90 points if they 2-0 this today. It's going to be a high-scoring game again, I think. Then we got T1 and SB. SB ranks like dead last in a lot of categories in the LCK, like I mentioned. So I like Faker, I like Teddy, and I like Kana in this matchup. The thing is, Kuz and Ilium, I'm torn because they are the last game of the slate. Kuz got subbed out after game 1 last time when they lost to a Freak of Freaks. Elim came in, played the last 2 games, and dominated. 81 fantasy points in 2 games. Not bad. That's even, like, if they were to 2-0, he would have had that 20-point bonus. He would have got 100 points. Looked really good. Got over 10 assists both games. Solid. But we don't know who's going to start. That's the issue. You can go in and assume it, because Elim did start some matches last split, so they're kind of iffy. I mean, if they're already substituting this early, I kind of don't want to play them. But if you can guess who's going to start, you might be in a good spot. And as far as the supports, Curry did start, I think, 1 game or 2 games. They subbed Effort out after they lost the game 1, I think, in the first match of the split. And then Effort's been starting them all ever since. So I think Effort will start, but just be very careful. Those 2 guys are 2 guys that might get subbed out. So if you're playing T1, want to be safe, I would just recommend playing mid. Faker, Teddy, Kana, and the team stack. That's really it. If you want to take a chance on the other ones, it could benefit. But yeah, I would try to stay away from them if you're not going to be up at that. Or if you're not going to... if you don't feel confident, if you don't want to take a donut on your lineup as well. But yeah, that's really it. Like I said, today focus a lot around JD Gaming, DRX, T1. I'm hoping the LNG and the Vici Gaming one goes 2-1 and not 2-0. And now it can benefit off of playing just the three teams that I think will go 2-0. And if I was to rank them as like chances to go 2-0, I'd pick JD Gaming, T1, and then DRX. I know DRX is the play I'm talking about the most, but just because I want to be a little different. JD Gaming is looking like the highest owned team. If you want to be a little different, if you want to win more, I feel like you got to be a little different. But yeah, that's really it. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.